Hey everyone, it's David Fine from the Figure Guys podcast. Folks, we have an amazing guest on the program, the great Derek Danforth. He's coming on. Of course, we have the Plans Ashman, the apprentice talking Tyler Peters, and the Fixtorian himself, brother Brutus Valentine. That's all coming up next on another live edition of the Figure Guys podcast.
David Fine Media, taking the spoken word to the next level.
It's the show made by custom fans for custom fans. Every show, a special guest joins the guys to talk about customs, wrestling, memories, and more. And now, the starting lineup for the Bad Boys of Podcast. Introducing, from Sydney, Australia, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the Plan Sash Man. Next, from parts unknown, his weight is at $1.98 a pound. The Fixtorian himself, Brother Brutus Valentine. And now, hailing from Music City, weighing in at none of your damn business, the man of 1,000 voices, the apprentice, talking Tyler Peters. Rounding out this fearsome foursome, the leader, the Pod Daddy, the ruler of the Lady Droolers. Give it up for Mr. David. So fine. That's Tyler, Brutus, David, and Sash, the Figure Guys Podcast. Oh yeah.
Welcome into another exciting edition of the Figure Guys podcast. Folks, we should make a show about the show before the show, because that's when we cut up, we have fun, we make fun of people, but it's all in good fun. I am the Pod Daddy, David Fine, the man to my right, talking Tyler Peters, the man below me, the Fixtorian himself. He's just out of, lockdown. The great Brutus Valentine, and the man to his right, the man, I'm not sure if you're still in lockdown. It's the Plans Ashman. Welcome into. Oh God.
It's a rock concert. There we go.
Put it down.
What are you? Rhythm and blues? I mean, come on. I mean, it's. I mean, hey, that scared me, woke me up. It's a distraction from the Olympics. I mean, the Olympics have been going on. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't say the Olympics without getting sued. The Summer Games, in Tokyo, Japan. It's amazing. I guess Australia, they got some Olympic medals. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're smashing it.
I mean, what it was? I think what BMX biking. I think
BMX Sash. You're one of your specialty. Yep.
Wish I was as good as him.
I mean, if there was an Olympic event for custom figures, you would be a freaking 20-time gold medal winner. I mean, you're just amazing. And Tyler, it's like I said in the pre-show, which, like I said, we need to have a pre-show of the pre-show. It's going to be fun. We may have found somebody for you, but we'll just have to see. But to get to more serious business, we have an amazing person coming on. You want to introduce him, Zaz?
Yeah, for sure. Today, we've got the lovely and very charismatic Mr. Derek Danforth.
How you doing,
Ta-da!
guys? Doing well, sir.
Oh, this one. Oh, and I think that Derek was thinking, is it too late for me to back out, to have an internet go down? I mean, kind of like, or freeze up, kind of like Brutus does sometimes, because he was a part, of course.
Just leaves sometimes. No,
Just
walks off stage.
I mean, but welcome into the show. I mean, like I said before, we don't take ourselves serious, so we have a good time when we cut jokes. I mean, it's usually against one person, but it's not in we're not bullying anybody. We're having a good time. It's a distraction from. I mean, our buddies in Australia, they've been locked down. I mean, America has, not really back in lockdown, but the COVID spike has come back. The Delta variant, and so it's kind of this is just a distraction from reality. I mean, and as you'll agree, I mean, the disagreements that we have with people that, that we don't want to be associated with, excuse me, we're here to have fun. I mean, if we get credit for stuff we do, that's amazing. But if not, I don't care. I mean, if I don't get credit for this podcast, I'm still having a good time. And that's why we brought Derek on tonight, because I mean, actually, most of this, all the pictures that you sent, Tyler, they are amazing, Derek. I mean, we're going to show them in a second, but just kind of talk to us. And how did you get into collecting figures? I mean, this is the question. I mean, it's a question that people have been told, don't ask this question, but it is a pivotal question. As a kid growing up, did you collect LJNs? And if you did, who was the first one that you had?
I didn't collect LJNs when I was a kid. I didn't start till 5 years ago. And it's a crazy story how I started. So
I would love to hear it.
My sister collected them for my nephew back in the day. And then my nephew, he has a son, and they kept collecting them for him. So we would go to garage sales and yard sales and find the odd ones. Well, then I started doing some research on them and finding out how many there was actually in the set. And my sister said, there's no way we're going to get the set. And I said, well, watch this. We can for sure get the set. So I ended up collecting 2 sets and already selling one, but yeah. So then it just happened.
So do you have them, or did you steal them off the kid?
No, they still have their set. We've been trying to finish her set or his set now too, but they're getting into the heavy hitters, like we say, and she doesn't like to spend that kind of money on them because, they're just Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and whatever. So
it could be a college fund one day, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I had the entire collection as a kid, and they were in my parents' basement. And back before, back before I knew about figure collecting, and not figure collecting, but restoration of wrestling figures. I mean, most of my figures, the arms were falling off. They'd been beat to shit because I had them as a kid. And if I had known what I know today, I would have kept them. And I told my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to start collecting them again. She goes, why? I'm like, well, because you can get stuff in the wild if you can find them, and maybe down the road sell them for a couple $100. It's like, I mean, did you think as an adult that you would be collecting wrestling figures?
No. Like I'm into hockey cards, some baseball cards, old die cast, Hot Wheels, but never thought I'd get into the wrestling figures.
I mean, it's one of those things that it's.
But I think it was a perfect timing for me to get into it, because ever since it seemed to have spiked so much, the value of them,
Yeah, and it's funny as an adult. I mean, when as a kid, you maybe have an allowance from your parents, or maybe your parents, you can't afford, getting the figures all at one time. But as an adult, you have a job, you may have more of an income. You're out there, buying it. It's just one of those things that, I mean, I know Tyler, you haven't really started collecting figures, but I mean, but you would be collecting the figurines, correct?
Yeah, figurines that's my game. Hey, there's something about precious moments all those that just bring me back. It's nostalgia, the memories. No, it's actually figures. They're still giving me a hard time about that. There's people still saying it's the figurine guy. I mean, that's going to be a gimmick name before too long. So, Derek, bear with me. You have nothing to worry about because I'm going to get it. I'm sure on every episode. I'm easy pickings.
Oh, you
So.
just got it from the
The
comedian
Weems.
himself. He's a friend of Derek's, the great Michael Weems. He's always he gives you the business every week, but you know what? He watches each and every week as many times as he can each and every week. I mean, he is a loyal viewer. I mean, yes, he may be making fun jokes on your behalf against you, but hey, he's a loyal viewer. So I mean, hey, we all got to have a nickname. I mean, you're the apprentice, but you could be
we
Tyler
do.
Figurine Peters. I mean,
I think I like Apprentice better, so I will stick with that. But no, Michael Weems is a great guy. We love him. He's entertaining. He makes us laugh. But
Derek's
no, go
story is slightly different because most of the guys, they're recollecting what they had when they were younger, and but I didn't have any. Well, I had that one figure, but I was actually an adult at the time. But I'll stop talking because this is a much more interesting image.
Yeah, I mean, all these Santa Clauses. I mean, what inspired you to make this many? I mean, did people want to like buy them, or is it just you're really into Christmas, or?
It started out as I seen a couple on the groups and just thought I could start making those, and I did try selling them at a toy store in Hamilton here, but they didn't. We were trying to send all the proceeds to the sick kids hospital, but it didn't work out too well. So I brought them all back home, and now I got a bunch of them. I'm going to start giving them to the grandkids and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, it looks like some of these are hillbilly gems. I mean, who else in this collection did you use to make the Santa Clauses? I mean, were they all the same figure, or did you pick out a couple?
There's a Hercules.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I mean, I've seen a lot of different variations of.
Bearded Kircher.
Oh, that is actually a Corporal Kirshner. That's let me remove that. And yeah, I mean that's actually amazing. And have you found any that are easier to make into a set? I mean, could you take any of the figures? I mean, or do you think it just takes a certain body type?
Well, the Hillbilly Jim is one of the main ones that I do use for the head, right? But I tried cutting up the bottoms to make them a bit different looking, and all the beaters.
I mean, you have a lot of beaters. I mean, what are you planning on doing with? I mean, you have a big collection of beaters. I mean, are you planning on restoring them or putting them back into pristine condition?
I'm trying to. They're all just to do customs with.
That is amazing. I mean, you have a great collection. I mean,
the beaters seem to be a sickness now for me. I just want to collect beaters. So
yeah, too much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sickness.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it as Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, there's two there. One's made by Zash. I just won that one in a raffle. The green one.
The green one.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's the plan for a reason, man. I tell you, Zash does amazing work.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Then I see you have a Robin and a Spider-Man. Of course, those aren't there. I mean, it looks like you're into different. I mean, not just wrestling, just into to other genres, and it kind of talks about that.
That's how I started. Was more into the Santa Claus and the Batmans and the Robins, and getting a seamstress to make me my capes and all that. But now I've sort of gone into the head swaps and doing all the the newer ones.
It's good to see Robin and Spider-Man are guarding your pickled vegetables and fruit there as well.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it looks like Rowdy Robin Piper.
Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, that is amazing. I know, Tyler,
yeah.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry, Brutus. I didn't mean to
Oh, no, I
interrupt you.
was just going to finish up on that with the beaters. You know, there's a bit of a movement sometimes online for customizers getting criticised for, you know, reducing the pool of available figures. I'm sure all those Santa Clauses might have reduced, you know, some of the 700,000 hillbilly gyms down slightly. So do you find it, is it easy for you to get these low quality figures just hunting around at garage sales and flea markets and things?
Yeah, lots of different barn sales and stuff like that around here that you pick them up cheap, you know.
Yeah,
Really
these guys were made to last too, and so we're sort of 2 generations removed from the people who had them in the first place. So they just get thrown out sometimes. Tell you what, if you can ever unload a lot down in Australia, they'd be very well appreciated.
I have been sending a lot down to Luke, right? So, and I sent a couple big lots to Zash too, back a while back too. So, yeah.
Zash doesn't appreciate it anymore. He's too busy making figures of himself now.
Yeah, they're the popular ones.
Yeah, they're top sellers.
I mean, how many miniature versions of you did you make? Just the one?
Me or Derek?
Of you. We were talking about, you know, I mean, you showed the picture, you know, the picture of you without a shirt on with your tattoos and everything. And then you showed the figure of you with the, you know, I mean, how many of those did you make? And I mean, and how can anybody here watching or listening get a copy of a Zash Man figure?
Well, for starters, no one will want one except for me. Even my wife wouldn't want one. Secondly, I will be making a couple more. My wife's going, "Why don't you make some of me and the kids?" I go, "Well, you guys don't like figures, I do." So,
well, I like figurines. Come on,
it's basic, isn't it? And another point is, well, it's not a point, but my friend said to me, "Are you now a custom customizer?" And I went, "Wow, maybe there's something in that. You know, I can do customs of custom people." So customizers, come to me to get the customs of yourself. No, it's not going to work. And then, they can do their own.
People can get them and stick pins into them and, you know, chant and hope that your leg falls off.
Oh, yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like that guy off Toy Story, that kid, that nasty kid.
I mean,
exactly.
I mean, I know your wife says that, you know, make some more, but I mean, has she seen you teamed up with Elizabeth? I mean, it used to seem to be the power figure. I mean, the power custom figure couple. I mean,
she hasn't seen that yet. They're hiding in here, and she never comes in this room. I don't know why, but she never comes in here. But if she ever did, she'll find my figure with Elizabeth. So I think they're pretty safe for now.
I mean, because I could tell you why. Because I mean, aren't you out in the yard in your man shed? I mean,
well, my garage is where I make the resin figures and do all the sculpting stuff. In here is where I store all the stuff, and in the house is where I paint it at night. I only do my painting at night, which doesn't make sense because I've got the least light and it's not practical. I'd rather do it in the daytime, but unfortunately, I've got to make money during the day. At night is my free time when everyone goes to bed. So that's where I stay up way too late and I wake up way too early because the baby gets me up and I'm always sorry in the morning.
And Michael Weems says it's a she shed. So
a she shed. Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
We can count on him, can't we? That Michael Weems, he's trouble.
And of course, the Customania 1 champion, the man from the north, the man who took on, who is entered in Customania Backlash, which is ongoing right now on Dash's page. He said, if you made one, I'll commission one. He says, I want a warlord body.
Oh yeah, that would be fitting for Duarte. I've seen Duarte's body on photos, mind you, not in real life. But yeah, he does have a warlord body. But before we get back to more questions
does he have It's down
Yeah, the
bottom.
funny nipples. Yeah, the ones that stick kind of low. But
Okay.
before we get back onto Derek, I just want to quickly show you something here. I mentioned this to Brutus last week, and he said bring it on the show, but I completely forgot last week. I was making a cast of Cyndi Lauper, which is one of my customs. And as you know, casts go into molds, and you pour the silicone down a certain hole, and it forms a figure. Now, I ran out of silicone. I ran out of resin, and I only poured it up to maybe, I don't know, halfway maybe. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll pour the rest of the resin in after, and I'll do it in 2 lots, which you can do. And I thought, I'll vacuum it to get the bubbles out while it's in the mold. It's a stupid thing because you're not meant to do that. But anyway, I did it. I put it in the vacuum chamber, and it was upside down. And of course, all the resin from down here got sucked up onto the walls of the silicone mold. And then it dried, and I turned it all off and everything, and pulled it out, and I opened it up, and there was a hollow figure. This is completely hollow.
Huh.
The arm fell off, which I've got here, but as you can see inside, it's completely hollow. The whole thing is hollow, and it gave me an unbelievable idea that I could do hollow figures, and it's quite strong. Not going to break. It's like a Barbie. It's like a Barbie doll. It's quite flexible almost, and it's a pretty cool idea. I've told everyone how to do it. That's my secret. If you want to go do it before me, go for it, guys. But that's how I did it.
I mean, that's amazing. Zash is
no one looks
teacher.
as excited as me. I'm
being excited. No, I'm trying to.
What did he just say? What happened? Did anyone hear that?
Oh my God! I mean, before we get back to some serious stuff, I want to know if you can make a hollow version of these two characters. We have the date on the left and the date on the right. Who are we hooking up with, Tyler, and who are we hooking up with, Brutus?
Oh
gosh, yeah.
Give Brutus the one that. What's that woman off Married with Children? It's her. What's the mother of Married with Children?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that.
And of course on the right we have May not so young. So
it looks like her. I know it's Muller, but it looks like her.
Yeah, it does a little bit. I just want a green screen. I don't want any of these. I'll take that. That's my pick.
I'll have to settle for Tyler's leftovers because he's the man.
Brutus slops.
Hey, listen. Those leftovers are good, Brutus. Don't be hating now.
Thanks, Shed.
Peg
Bundy.
Yeah.
That's who it is. What is a splitting double? Come on.
Oh my God.
Mr. Honeycutt is speculating that it's actually Michael Weems on the right there.
I think it is too. Yeah.
Actually, no. That figure's too handsome. So just saying. God. See, Derek, we have laughs on the show, but I mean, Tyler, I know that you have some journalistic integrity and some journalistic questions that you wanted to ask Derek tonight.
Yeah, Derek, I just wanted to ask about some of the paint schemes for a lot of your figures. I actually got it right. I can't believe it. But, take us through that process because, I know I ask this a lot, but I'm fascinated about that.
The paint schemes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I don't really pick and choose. I don't know. I just, whatever looks good is what I use. I don't.
Oh, that's fair. Hey, listen, that's a great answer either way. I'm just,
A lot of guys ask me how I get my paint so smooth, and it's all just about wetting it down with me. I just always use water with it, and it's very runny for me when I paint. And same with the Mod Podge. I always mix Mod Podge with warm water, and it's always a real thin when I apply it.
You've got some customs behind you there, Derek. I heard you were having a competition. If someone can guess how many customs are behind you, they get to pick which one they want. So who's going first, guys?
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
did I get that
15.
wrong?
I'm gonna say 15. 15.
Derek's trying to cover him up.
Yeah, he's trying to cover it up. I'll take all of them.
No one touch my customs.
Yeah, he's protecting them there.
18.
There's a lot. There's something behind there that's I don't make them for myself. I don't collect customs, so
Oh, okay. You do them for other people, commissions and to sell.
yeah. But I don't do commission work either. I make them. If somebody wants them, I sell them. If
Best
not,
way to do it.
they go on my shelf and I carry on. So
That's good.
Yeah, the commissions can be a little bit daunting sometimes. Like if you have all these people wanting certain figures and, you've got to make it and then they've got to like it. If they don't like what you've done or they wanted something a different way, it gets so technical and you lose the enjoyment sometimes. Like
that's
sometimes
right.
you just want to make a figure that you want to make and you put it out there and there's bound to be someone else that wants that figure as well.
That's right. And if
Yeah,
not,
I totally get it.
they go on my shelf and carry on.
That's it.
So
That's commendable. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree
like
with
that.
everybody. Yeah.
So, someone said 27. Have they won their pick of a custom there, Derek?
I'd have to count how many's there. I don't know exactly how many is there. So
Just say no. Just say they didn't win.
no, they no.
So Derek, do you work one at a time, or do you sort of work on?
Right now, I got like 7 or 8 on the go right now. It's always 7 or 8. Some with clay on, some in the middle painting, some waiting to Mod Podge. So,
Yeah.
And then my basement right now, it's so cool that it's hard to paint in my basement right these days because it's so cool. It takes so long for the paint to dry. So I usually just come down, put a coat of paint on 7 or 8 guys, and then go back upstairs and do other stuff. And so
Yeah, I would think Zash's shed there, his garage would be slightly warmer. How much is cool for you? We sort of need a different perspective here in Australia.
yeah, it's warm here right now, but because of the house, it's air conditioned. So I got the house at 73 upstairs, but downstairs always cooler. It's probably 68 down here. So,
Well, that's not so bad. Yeah. But it
I don't
does.
understand.
yeah, I usually in the summertime I got to put fans up in my room to speed up the process.
Yeah, and it does impact on the paint and also on setting time for different media too. So
Yeah.
What's wrong with a heater? Just put a heater on. Put it next to the heater.
Yeah, with the air conditioning going upstairs.
That's it.
Hey, try it out. You never know. Even if it's wrong, don't listen to my advice. But
Hey, we should always listen to your advice. I mean, maybe you could commission Derek to make a precious moments for you.
hey, could be a future. Could be a prize collection. I don't know that it's going to get you a lot of money though. So Derek may not want to, make one a precious moments.
Who was that? I think we had somebody on a couple episodes ago that actually did have a precious moments, and he said it wasn't his, but I think it could have been his wife's or his kids. But there are people that that probably do collect them. I know we make fun of you on that and just in jest, but that it could be an amazing podcast. The Precious Moments podcast.
I don't know about that. That's kind of reaching. I know it's funny to talk about, but that would be rough. I would definitely need a co-host like you guys or a guest like Derek to make it interesting, because that would be a train wreck. I don't know in a good way either. Just being honest to everybody.
Oh God, don't be honest.
Well, you wanted the truth. Can you handle it?
No, I can't handle the truth.
Handle the truth.
I cannot handle the truth. It's like,
I've heard of them before through movies and TV shows, but I've never really looked at them too much. They're bloody horrible, right? so sugary and saccharine. It's unbelievable. Their value is currently ranging at $100 for Love Is Kind and Praise the Lord anyhow. 130 for Oh How I Love Jesus, and 155 for He Careth for You. Okay.
Hey, what do you guys think of this? Have you guys heard of Hot Toys?
I don't think I have. No.
Okay, so Hot Toys is a very sort of expensive figure. They're 1/6 scale. I ordered this. I got it from America, and I've ordered a rock head, and I'm going to be redoing the head. So I'll take the head off, but I'm quite surprised at the well, I'm not really surprised at the quality. I ordered the pants separately, but the quality of these figures are very good. I don't know whether you can see the head, but the eyes are very nice, and it's a good paint job. But I'll be ripping this head off and painting my own one and doing a customized job because I think that I want to have a crack at doing one. But pretty good detail on these things, eh?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
That head's, I mean, impressive. The features, I mean, definitely resembles him.
They're actually quite a big figure. They're 1/6 scale, so they're quite a bit bigger than an LJN if I put an LJN next to it.
Oh man,
you've got Vince McMahon. Oh.
So they're fuck these cameras. Sorry, they're a big figure, but they're quite expensive to buy. I got this one on the cheaper side, but yeah, I want to try do a few of them heads. I just thought I'd show him off to the world and say,
yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, Zash, I know we both follow a guy on online that does those, and the details. I mean, they're just. I mean, they look so lifelike. I mean, with their hair. Yeah. I mean, are you going to put hair? Well, actually, I guess The Rock doesn't have really
not
a lot of hair,
on this one, but I've got a few more coming that I'm going to be working on as well. And I've got a friend of mine, Nick Johnson, who's doing a few of them for me as well, 1/6 scale. So I'll have a little 1/6 scale collection in my cabinet that are very expensive sort of figures, and they're a bit over the top in the sense of they are, what's the word? Luxurious, whatever the word is, but you only live once.
Yeah, you only live once, and according to Shad, it says, "Come on, Tyler, it's precious enough." I mean, I don't know what that means, but that's just you're precious. But
did we get precious moments in Australia, Brutus?
No, I can't recall seeing them like that. We had our figurines were more from the English, the Royal Dalton types of things, but. Yeah, but those precious moments, no. Unfortunately, if we did, the container sunk on the way somewhere, which would have been bloody good.
What are they, like a Barbie or something, are they? I don't even know what they are.
Well,
don't worry. Hey, the LJNs are a lot more interesting, I can tell you.
The image there, they sort of look like little ceramic things with cutesy little boys and girls and sharing their love of life and joy of with each other. That sounds bad. I don't mean it in that way. Precious moments in life. So I wanted to know because Zash had the different scale. Derek, do you ever work in a different scale or in?
I actually just sent David a picture. I did a 1/6 scale of Elvis Presley on the Honky Tonk Man.
Ah.
I sent him a picture of it. And it didn't look that big as what Zash is showing, but it looked like a little bit of a bobblehead, but not.
I remember that head that you put on because I've got a 1/6 scale head too, and it looks mentally big on an LJN, but yours was almost close to being right. Like,
yeah,
this head is quite big for an LJN figure. It would look.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Oh, hold on. Let me get one. Hold on. Give me a second.
Look, while Zash does that, The Rock is probably the worst example we've got of trying to find a scaled head to a body because his head does not match his body. So,
hello.
Yeah, true.
I'm The Rock. Probably not the best figure to do it on, is it? He's got gesso on him. This figure.
Is that your impression, Zash?
I can't do it.
Tyler, you must be able to do a Rock or something.
I can't do the Rock. No, I can do a little bit of Vince, but I can't really do the Rock. Believe it or not, no. So I know I've got to work on that. That's more homework I can do, though.
Come on, Tyler, just wing it.
I know. I can do Vince and like, oh, The Rock's great. He's going to make me a lot of money. I just need you for one event because all my talent's getting stale. Come on, where's the money? So that's all the Vince I can do. But it sounds like a Hulk too, a Road Warrior Hulk.
Someone's got to pinch Derek's customs. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I know the dogs. Hey, he heard us talking about we wanted some customs.
Dog toys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Watch out.
He can come and chew up my customs. It might make an improvement on him.
Dog toys. Isn't that what they unfortunately labelled LJN in that magnificent Netflix series, which was so accurate? I couldn't believe it. Dog toys, but I forgot what I was going to say. I thought it was something important. I don't know what it was now. Yeah.
Hey, we're
Must
having
be really
fun.
important.
Hey, no.
Oh yes, it was Derek saying he's created the Elvis on the Honky Tonk Man. That is the absolute ultimate reverse irony. That Elvis is being molded onto the Honky Tonk Man rather than the Honky Tonk Man onto Elvis. And of course, shout out to the Honky Tonk Man if you're watching. Hope you're enjoying your book.
Can we talk about that? I want to know what happened.
That's an awesome
Come
story. Go
on.
ahead. Yeah.
Talk about
No,
it.
no.
What happened there?
When-
Oh,
No,
come
it-
on.
Oh, I mean, if
As if
Brutus,
he's ever going to see this.
Give someone a gift.
Come on.
When you give
Come
someone
on.
a gift, they can do what they like with it. It's their gift.
So Honky Tonk got one of your books, signed it, and sold it on eBay. Come on. Why did he do that?
I mean, that's an amazing,
It's his to do. I
I
don't think
love
it's
it.
sold.
It's a great
Mr.
story.
Weems said it'd been up for a while. So, and it was actually Michael Jordan from Australia pointed that out to me. And it's good that Michael Jordan actually lives down here. Oh, well, there's a precious moment. And
Well, wait a minute. We were talking Honky Tonk Man Elvis, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
we get precious
Oh,
moments. Okay.
Oh.
that's good.
Yeah, that is cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely an amazing Elvis Presley. I mean,
Looks
but,
like
I mean,
a hunk of burning love, does it not?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as these are precious moments. These bring back a lot of good.
Yeah, it's very sweet, very touching. Man, I'm going to have waterworks here in a minute. I'm telling you, it
Why
fills
would
the heartstrings. Yeah,
Why would a kid want porcelain toys? Aren't they just going to break it?
probably so. Yeah, I don't know why either. I've never actually owned one. Believe
How
it
are
or
you
not.
going to play
so.
with that? How are you going to play with that? They're stuck to a seat.
It's
they're
more for I think
figurines.
just to look
You
at. Yeah.
You don't play
Oh,
with figurines.
not for kids. So they're not for kids. They were for adults.
You know,
yeah.
you know
guess.
those Royal Dalton statues you see around here at Market Sash, and you
Yeah,
know,
the grannies have them.
yeah, and the dog. There used to be a lot of dog ones there too. Yeah, the grannies have them. That's right. Granny Tyler has one. Sitting on the rocking chair on the porch in Tennessee.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. Don't you touch my precious moments. I'll give you
It's a Beverly Hillbillies special edition.
Hey,
you
Brutus,
read my mind. Yeah.
Brutus, do you think if Greenville sent the Honky Tonk Man one of his Has books, do you think he'd sell that on eBay as well?
Oh, I think it might already be up there.
Hey, I mean, maybe he's hurting for cash. I mean, have you seen him recently? I mean, pictures rolling around the internet. Doesn't look like he used to. I mean, he's a little older now, but
I hope he's well. I like
I
him.
do too, man. Honky Tonk was great, and the fans didn't like him because he was that obnoxious kind of heel.
That's
so
it.
yeah,
He was my dad's favorite. My dad loved Honky Tonk Man growing up. I always remember him getting excited when Honky came out because he was an Elvis fan, you know, and he liked his style.
But it is important to note in life, if you give a gift to someone, you can't control what they do with that. I mean, you know, so
Sure.
that's
Exactly.
an important thing. Yeah.
Exactly right.
yeah, I mean, at least, you know, I'm impressed by that story, Brutus, that he would take the time to get it, to sign it and then sell it. I mean, I'm sure Michael Weems or one of those other collectors probably bought it. But I mean, if it's helping Honky, I mean, then I guess that's what like you said, you can't whatever someone gives a gift, you can't tell them, hey, you can't sell it or do whatever you want to with it. I mean, so just I'm glad that you had that amazing story about Honky Tonk Man. Oh,
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
That's gone a bit flat on that one. So Tyler,
Come
you
on,
must
Derek.
have
Derek,
more
lift up,
questions for
lift,
Derek.
lift it up a bit for us, Derek. Get the crowd excited. What have you got? You got some jokes? You got something to give to the audience?
I've had Dwark here a couple times. He smoked my basement out a few times.
Did he?
During custom days.
Yeah.
My wife's kicked him out a couple times because he smoked so much. So.
That's him. Yeah.
There's not often you see Dwight without something in his mouth hanging out with
No,
smoke pouring out.
no.
Oh,
He,
I mean,
he comes down quite a bit. We have a custom day, spend 3 or 4 hours doing customs in the basement, and
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
does he teach you, or you teach him, or a bit of both?
No, he usually teaches me.
Does he?
He's gave me a few tricks to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's definitely lifted his game in the past year, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
I mean, has he been bragging about how he's the best customizer in the world? I mean, it's just like, I mean, his head has gotten really big. I mean, he got the trophy and the
right away he sent me pictures of the trophy. As soon as it come in the mail, he sent me pictures of the trophy.
I heard he got a T-shirt made up saying Custom Mania Champion 2021. He wears it all around Canada.
I haven't seen that yet. I'm sure I will the next time I run into him, though.
I think I've just probably given him an idea.
I mean,
yeah.
he'll be selling those on Venmo. He's be on Facebook. He'll be like, hey, you want to? He'll probably sign them. He'll get pictures of himself to sign next to the trophy.
Certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, and he's gonna be selling them on online. And it's like, Lord, but I mean, it was an amazing competition, and like that, and we were saying at the beginning, Zash has entered Custom Mania Backlash, correct?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. There's been a few good figures, haven't there? Like,
yes.
I'm surprised at the turnout and how many good figures are on there.
Yeah, I mean,
they seem to be getting better and better.
I mean, I have to give it to Shad and to Eric. I mean, they're putting on. Eric especially. I mean, he's been working all hours putting this together, and putting the description, putting the pictures up, and it's one of those things. Unlike Custom Mania, which we had one person counting the votes, the honest man, the fig storing himself, Brutus Valentine. It's open. I mean, whoever you vote for, it shows that you voted for that person, for the fat figure. I mean, there's no hiding who you voted for. I mean, if you see a figure, I looked at them today and voted for a couple. I mean, they're all amazing. I mean, the Hulk Hogan is amazing. I mean, all of them are. I mean, if people want to vote, I mean, how do they? I mean, where can they go to vote for a Custom Mania Backlash?
Yeah, well, it's on the Elite Customs page, but I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts on these competitions. If you think we can do something better, let us know. Like, not that I'm controlling this competition in any respect because I'm in it, but it is on my group. So partially I've got a responsibility to have it running correctly and so forth. So if you've got any ideas, feel free to message me and I can pass it on to the guys that are running the competition, or you can go directly to them. Look, Shad, Guthia and Eric Boyer. I know Shad's going to pull me up on pronouncing his surname wrong again. I'm sorry, Shad, in advance. But look, if you've got any ideas or you've got any ways you want to change things, we're open to ideas, because this is not us controlling you guys and controlling everything. We're all a community in the customs group. And you know what? We've all got to say. I'm just the one that's kind of directing things, but come with your voice. Tell me what you want, because this is for all of us, guys. This is not my group. This is not Brutus's group. This is your group. This is everyone's. So we want to run these comps as simply and smoothly as possible. We will put more effort into the Custom Mania ones because it's a bigger event, but with these little ones, we just want to have a bit of fun and roll them through a little bit. So look, regarding the votes, if you've got better ways or ideas, throw them at us, because we're all ears for ideas, aren't we, Brutus?
Mm.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for your input.
Real convincing.
I mean, it's definitely given me
No, you said it. You said what needed to be said. I mean, sometimes
I'm only having fun.
Sometimes people over communicate these days, and if someone says it, well, yep.
Are you saying I over communicate, Brutus?
No.
I'm out of here. Just joking. I'll stick around.
This is what you're going to get on this show. Unexpected.
I
I mean
mean,
the way the interactions are. It's always wonderful.
But no, I mean, I think these small competitions, they bring in different people. I mean, a lot of these guys may have not been in Customania, but they're in the Customania Backlash. I mean, these are amazing. I mean, it's leading up to changes and things that are coming next year for Customania 2, which I've said, hey, I would love to help out. I mean, it's just doing the podcast part of it. I mean, it's one of those things that we've gotten a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback, and I mean, any type of feedback is amazing. I mean, because it's not perfect. I mean, it's one of those, like those the one comment said that the comps help motivate customizers as well. I mean, it kind of keeps you your juices flowing, your creative mind going. I mean, I'm not sure how many times I think we're going to do like 3 or 4, maybe 5 of these till the end of the year. And it's just, and the competition.
There'll be 2 more after this.
2 more, okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be points. We're going to add up the points, and then, they're going to, at the end of the competitions, there's going to be a customizer of the year. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, and there's going to be prizes. I mean, it's definitely, it's definitely a well-oiled machine, and I have been impressed. I mean, how Eric and Chad have taken this and just run with it. I mean, they've
worked very hard. And another point regarding the customizers too. If you think that you're not good enough, everyone's good enough. Do you know 2 people in this Backlash competition has entered? That is their first custom, the first custom they've ever made, and they've entered it in a competition. Now that's courage. Like to go out and say, this is my first customer. I'm going to put it out in the world in a competition. Why not? Why not? You might not win it, but you know what? You've had a bit of fun. You've entered a competition with your first figure, and that's saying something in itself.
Yes, it's like the spirit of the Olympics. And I'm not sure if up in North America, you're familiar with Eric the Eel, the swimmer from, I think it was from Mozambique. But look him up. He almost didn't make it to the end of the pool, but he was competing. This is from a few Olympics ago. But one of the things you can see in Backlash, and we're seeing it, and Derek is a perfect example of this sort of work, is the different characters that are emerging, beyond wrestling, or changing wrestling out of the WWF territories and into different things. And this is a good thing. Customizers are moving things forward and taking a lot of risks and giving us different looking things, because there's something about the LJN manufacture of the figures that means they're actually really easy, not easy, that's the wrong word, really transferable to other types of character styles. And so, we saw Robin and Spider-Man before, and we saw all the Santa Claus. So, Derek, do you have we saw Elvis on Honky. What other sorts of character ranges do you move into? Do you make hockey players?
No.
Movie characters?
No, haven't started anything like that yet.
I'd love to see some movie characters.
There was somebody just posted the big collection of all his there on one of the groups there.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
And all kinds of different ones, like Tupac and.
Oh, nice! Yeah.
Was it James Dixon? Someone Dixon.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Something Dixon.
Tom Dixon. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, he'd made them over a number of years, and it was ranging across sports, across movies, all different types of things. So yeah.
Oh, Russell, you're giving me credit for something that's not mine, I think here, buddy. No, I didn't do the Hogan. I wish I could paint like that. He's much better than me. Thank you for even putting me on that pedestal. Was he saying that he thought that I did the Hogan?
No, he's saying he's crediting.
Which Hogan?
When I saw that Hogan on Backlash, it's a Zash paint job. He's killing my painting, and he kills my painting. I didn't do that, Hogan. Thank you for putting me on such a pedestal. That is a very cool paint job on that Hogan, but it wasn't mine, buddy. I did another figure on there. But yeah, I agree. What a great paint job on that Hogan, right?
Yeah, that was amazing. Tyler, if you haven't seen it, go to the Facebook page. It's amazing. it's Russell. It definitely could be a Zash paint job, but it's just like, thanks for, I guess, for the compliment. Now with you have to up your game to do a better paint job, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to cough. You're not allowed to cough on this podcast either, Derek.
Sorry.
Not everyone's been vaccinated, mate.
I have been.
So, Zash, I was going to ask you, who did the paint job on that big wiener in front of you?
This? Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. Oh, that's going overboard. Sorry, guys. What's gotten into me? I thought you were talking about something else. No, I won't even go into what I was thinking. Zash has a big wiener in front of his face. Terrible. You guys are terrible. Look, you're corrupting me. I was innocent before this show.
Okay, Derek, is the question that I often ask, is where did you do art, craft, painting, sculpting, anything like that back when you were in grade school or in high school?
I did a lot. I did a lot of painting back in school, not high school. I only got grade 10 education, so not too many. Only 18 months of high school for me. So
okay, and so when you were a little guy, you painted and and
really enjoyed it.
And now you're able to channel that through and just using simple paint application. You do some sculpting though as well, don't you, on your figures?
Yeah.
And so you're turning what was sculpted and molded in a particular person into a totally new character, going in a totally different direction. And that's what the customizers seem to be doing a lot of, applying their imagination to it now, which when we talk about toys, it's all about imagination. You have to recreate everything with the toys. They stand in. So it's great to see that happening there. Do you have any favorites that you've done or that you'd like to do?
I like doing the Hogans.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one I really enjoy doing all the time.
Right. And I suppose it helps. He's pretty easy to come by, the old Hogan LJN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't not too often I use the original body on them. It's all I've got Brian Falley to make me heads, the newer heads out of rubber. So
yeah, Brian Falley, another friend of the show, who's we see his molds all being used a lot. We see different heads from Tom Veg and Warsman and from Gatta, and we see the decals from Cincy LJN, and it's this whole community of people.
Brian Falley only lives 8 minutes from me.
What happened to Brian Falley? I haven't seen him for ages. I haven't heard from him for ages. Is he still around? Is he still making shit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why hasn't he been on the page as much?
He's taken the summer off.
Has he?
Yeah.
Right. Good on him.
He might be stuck in Dwight's basement.
Hey, it's a possibility.
Get out. He can't see the door from all the smoke.
Yeah, that does seem to be a topic of conversation here on the podcast, because Dwart and then some other people. It's like, hey, what happens in Canada happens in Canada. It may not be legal a lot of places, but according to Dwart, it's legal up there. So I do not judge. So
yeah.
And Shad wanted us to mention that can only vote once per round on Backlash. So vote, but don't vote often, because you can only vote once.
I don't think you can. I think once you click your thing, if you click another one, then you change it.
Yeah, I
think it was just because David made a slip of the tongue before and said I voted for a few on Backlash, gotcha. And it's just
okay.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
gotcha.
I stuffed the battle box, so just.
But you can change your vote though, can't you? So, like,
Yeah.
if you click and then click, because I clicked on one accidentally because I was trying to get the images up, and it's not that I didn't want to vote for that; it's just that I wasn't ready to vote. So what David said is exactly accurate, because you can go through and say, "Oh, I like that one."
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's like a kid in a candy store. They grab one thing,
That's
they hold onto it, and then they go, "No, I want something else."
Is it frowned upon to change your vote? Because I did it. I voted for Hogan. Oh, everyone can see anyway. It's not hidden. They can see who I voted for. So I voted for Hogan, and then I thought, well, Hogan's won it. I do like Hogan. He's my favorite. All that mumbo jumbo. But then I thought, no, he's already won it. So I'm going to vote for my next favorite. But should you just vote for your favorite, or should you never change your votes? What do you guys think? I don't know. Have I done the wrong thing? Tell me.
Did you vote for yourself?
No, I'd never do that. I'd never vote for myself. It's a rule.
No,
I never vote for myself, and I never promote myself. They're two things I won't do.
No one else will vote for you either. I don't know. Well, it's interesting.
What do you think?
If you want to approach that philosophically, if everyone didn't vote for what their favourite was out of compassion for someone else, then that person would become the new person at the top, and then they would change their vote out of compassion, and you'd have a race to the bottom.
But what if you want to see? What if you want to see a certain figure go through because you really like that figure amongst all the other ones, and your other favourite's gone through, but you're thinking, I don't want this figure to miss out because I really want to see it in the next round because I love that figure.
Well, that's,
I don't know.
If you've got round by round progression, then that's about voting strategically. And in my opinion, I don't just voting for anything. People have a right to vote how they want to vote, as long as it's within the rules of competitions. So, some people vote because that strikes them the most. Some people vote for the customizer. Some people vote because they just they like the character, and all of these are valid. So that's an interesting point, Zach. It'll be interesting to see what feedback you get, because David was asking and you were asking for feedback about things before. I mean, there are no hard set rules in these. There's rules for each one, and then it's evolving. It's evolving to unite customizers in 2021, the year of the customizer.
Well, it's only midday here in Australia, like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, and this morning my phone ran out of battery by 11 o'clock a.m. I had to whack it on charge. It was on like 2%. That's how much I've been on my phone today, answering questions and doing all messages. It's been non-stop messages all morning. People telling me their thoughts and so forth. And everyone's got a different view on the voting system. Some people say you got to vote for your best figure and full stop. It's that simple. Other people have got other ideas. And everyone wants to share their ideas. But I think it's interesting. Let us know, guys. What you think?
I think it's one of the things, like Tyler. I mean, in the United States, they have the NCAA tournament. I mean, there some top seeds don't win. They lose to a number 20 seed. So it's one of those things. Yeah, vote for the best. But if an underdog wins, I mean, it's about the vote. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, it's progression. It's an amazing contest, and I'm just happy that we're doing it.
I mean, my best is different from Tyler's best. We have different things that we like, and if David, if you wanted to whip up that graphic of our double date that we've got coming up later, we can see we might have different preferences. So and customizers like Derek make things, and some people love that style, and some people prefer another style. So
that's right.
We've got different likes and dislikes. Oh, here we go. Yep.
I think I'm having nightmares. Oh,
I mean, the people have voted, Tyler, and they think you should go for the lady on the right, the Peg Bundy-ish looking lady. She will be giving you a holler. I gave her your phone number. She'll be texting you later on with details on the date. So.
How do you think these would go in Backlash? Would these go all right in Backlash?
I think Peg Bundy would win it. She's got to win it. Look at it.
I mean, she picked me. I'm gonna have to be partial.
You know
I can't
what?
believe I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
That actually looks like the young son. What was the little chubby son in the family? What was his name?
That was Bud Bundy.
Bud Bundy. That's Bud Bundy. For sure.
Yeah.
We should make a whole Bundy's. We should do the whole lot of them. Someone's got to do it. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's a
Did
great
Pete-
idea, actually.
Did Peter Rico make some Bundys? Pete's made a whole range of different characters. You know, the Flintstones. Did he make
Did he?
Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs? And he's moved into a whole lot of different areas. So he might have been the person who might have done it. Pete, I
Maybe.
don't know if you have, but I know you've moved across whole different realms of different things.
See,
I don't know.
I think it's interesting to do that. What you guys are bringing up about doing films and everything like that, sitcoms, it does. It opens up other avenues of creativity.
So Shad's made a comment here. We've got some feedback. David?
Yeah, it says vote for the figure you like the best, not the one made by your buddy. So yeah, I mean it's, I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have any buddies, so I'm going to lose.
Wait a minute. I thought I was a friend. Come on.
Crimea River, right?
Zash, no friends.
Yeah, you have no friends,
Oh,
but I mean, it's
Someone there, David. What was that one you had up? Yeah, okay. Do we know
I
who
have
that's
Al's
from?
head.
Or-
Al Bundy and Bud Bundy
Mark
will be
Cochran.
coming.
That's from Mark Cochran.
Oh,
that one.
cool. Oh, that's good. There you
I mean-
go.
And of course, King Kong Bundy did appear on the Bundys on Married with Children. I think he was an uncle, and I think he might have been on it twice. I'm not sure. So
And whether somebody shared a picture that I'm glad Brutus brought that up about King Kong Bundy appearing with Married with Children.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like Peg's uncle or brother or something. But yeah, I mean, you have 2 dates coming up, Tyler. It's
That's not a tag team I want to be a part of. I'll tell you.
2 day fella.
That's
2 day fella.
hey,
I'll
hey,
just,
Ty-
can it be a count out and I just walk out?
Tyler may not be on the
I don't
program.
even compete.
Tyler may not be on the program next week. He may be all wore out. I mean, it's like
Let's no comment there. So,
Hey, but before we embarrass Derek anymore, and he doesn't want to come back on the program, Derek, is there anything that you're working on that you would like to, kind of tell everyone that's watching tonight that they can look for in the future? That anything that you're collecting or anything that you're doing?
No, I don't. I've got 5 or 6 on the go, 7 or 8, but I don't like to share what I'm working on.
I mean,
So
that's definitely commendable. But Zash, are you working on any other customs of your wife, maybe your kid? I mean, you're gonna make a whole family. You can make a custom family just and sell it as that would actually be a great gift for somebody.
Yeah, well, my wife was saying to me, what figure would you use if you were doing one of me? Would you use Liz? I went, you're dreaming. Come on. Liz.
I'll be
No,
very careful, Zash. Be very careful. what
She
you're gonna
doesn't
say.
listen. Nah, she's all right. She's a cracking girl. My missus, she's fine. But nah, she wouldn't be a Liz, that's for sure.
Well, you should, I mean, you're going to be sleeping in your garage or your she shed. I mean, whenever I forward this to her, I mean, it's just going to be.
Yeah, well, she can probably hear me from the other side of the
your
shed door.
testicles.
Oh, but Tyler, are you working on anything? I mean, I know you're not working on any figures or figurines, precious moments, but I know you're doing some writing and some other podcasts.
yeah, I'm doing writing for Sport and Anarium Radio, which they have a presence not only here in North America, but over in the UK. And for Coastal Championship Wrestling, the magazine, getting some previews with some of the other contributors and writers over there.
Nice.
So it's been awesome. And definitely look out for their stuff on YouTube. Alive Wrestling comes on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern time here in the U.S., but they'll replay it so you can check out past episodes, and the Rewind Wrestling radio podcast, which we record Thursdays, but our new episodes drop on Monday, and we'll have short episodes come out. And the Figure Guys podcast right here, I'm a part of this. I buckled up and I've got my seatbelt ready and enjoying the ride. I mean, I'm not worthy. I'm very humbled by the fact that you would allow such a precious moments kind of person, a precious guy.
You're not worthy.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Apocalypse Now. What's going on? So
And then a Facebook user says, looks like you're in the outhouse after the Liz comment, mate.
I'm in there anyway. I don't care. I'm always in the doghouse.
Well, I mean, your wife really can't go anywhere now since, I mean, you are still on lockdown, correct?
I'll wear the pants in this house.
I don't know if you're wearing pants right now, but I'm just. And Brutus, I mean, are you working on anything? I mean, I know you still have the LJN book, and you have the Has book that Greenville's doing. I mean, any other books? I know you're working on book 2. I mean, how's that going?
That one was doing some work last week, but nothing like bloody Ted Turner above me on running 7 networks. It's back to my real work this week. I need to get on top of that and see where that's going.
WCW's coming back, by the way. Yeah, since Ted Turner reference, no, I don't know where I was going with that.
Hey, Brutus, if there's any other famous LJNs that are watching the podcast right now, do you want to give any more books to them so they could sign them and sell them on eBay?
Oh, well, my intention was always that, any of the LJN guys, if they want a book, they can have one. And Bobby Apt and Ian Levy have been, working hard to get books to them and different things. Honky got one a long time ago. It's up to them what they want to do, but that's life. So
yeah, I mean it is. I mean, hey, at least they accepted it, they sold it, and hey, and I mean, like you said, you can't really, you can't.
It's their life in a way. It's a book about what they did, so it's sort of like they have the right to do what they like with it. If you think about it like that.
Yeah. I mean, and folks, you thought you had an amazing time this week. I mean, Derek has been an amazing guest, but next week we have I call it the awesome threesome of Mike, Matt, and Justin Gador. They're going to be on with their buddies, their literal buddies that they make. It's going to be an amazing episode. I mean, Zash, what are your thoughts on bringing the brothers Gador on? And I talked to Joe today, and I said, we could bring you on as a surprise. And he says, dude, you're going to have your hands full with my 3 brothers. I mean, what are your thoughts on bringing them on next week? I mean, it should be another amazing episode.
Oh, we're going to cop a hiding, I reckon. I reckon they're going to come at us. These boys are troublemakers. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be on for young and old with these lads.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. And then in 2 weeks' time, August 16th, we have the author of the Has book, the great Greenville Nash, is going to be on. And then on the 23rd of August, we had a cancellation, a delete. So we're adding Mid-Atlantic Customs. You can follow them on Instagram. This guy that I'm speaking with that does all the stuff. He's an amazing customizer. It's not LJNs. It's something different, but it is wrestling related. And these things, just go to Mid-Atlantic Customs on Instagram and on Facebook, and just see some of the detail that they put together, the sets that they put together, and the wrestling figures from the old Mid-Atlantic and NWA days. It should be fun. But thanks everyone. Thanks Derek for coming on, and we definitely want to have you back on and bring you back on for another few laughs and to maybe make a precious moments for Tyler.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All righty, for the great Zash Man, talking Tyler Peters, Derek Danforth, and of course the Fixtorian himself, brother Brutus Valentine. I am the Pod Daddy, David Fine. We'll see you back here next week where we have the Gador brothers, Mike, Justin, and Mike, Justin, and Matt Gador. It's going to be fun next week, but we'll see you back here next week right here on the Figure Guys podcast. Now,